Welcome to Tag Back, the show where every week we take a look at another blaster from the past to see what it could offer us today or the present. And this time, welcome to my world of blasters I had no idea even existed until today. And I don't know how I missed this thing. But today we're going to be taking a look at the BuzzBee Triple Mech. And this has actually been released kind of twice. It's like a blaster from like 2005, and it's really, really weird. And as Chaylo had told me when he let me borrow this for this review, thank you very much, Chaylo, it looks like an orc bolter from Warhammer 40k. Non-functional magazine, and this insane green tube, hatch right here, another hatch right here, and then all of this. Now, it's not entirely obvious, or maybe it's not obvious enough. This is a Flywheel semi-auto blaster that shoots 3 different types of ammunition. You've got balls, the standard kind of foam balls that Nerf has been using, that go in here, and Chaylo did give me one, and I'm not seeing it. I think it's somewhere in my car, so unfortunately I can't really show you that. But then you've also got this little hatch right here that shoots these foam discs that you've probably seen with every toy at every, you know, like grocery store and Dollar General that's ever been. And then of course this hopper right here, which shoots the standard old school BuzzBee sticky head darts. All flywheel. 3 barrels, and that means 3 sets of flywheels, totaling 6, and it happens to sound like this. It sounds like a flippin' vacuum, or a blender. It basically is a blender. A blender for foam projectiles. Yes, this thing is the dual strike of its time, or the alpha strike if you pay attention to what I put out. But yeah, this is definitely one of the weirdest things I have ever seen, and I never knew it existed, and trying to find information on it is a little hard. I did find some old school Nerf Haven posts that were talking about how terrible it is, and they said it shoots like 4 feet. I'm not really sure why that's the case. Maybe they're talking about the original release, which was slightly different than this, and unfortunately, because of the situation of where I am, it's really hard to show firing demos, and also because I only have 1 disc and 1 ball, and I've already misplaced the ball, that's what she said, I don't really want to lose them, so I can't really show you this thing firing. You'll have to use your imagination. But it's not good, but it's not as bad as Nerf Haven was saying, because they said that, like, shoots darts like 2 inches, and in my experience, it actually shot them rather well. Perfectly serviceable. Now, the balls pretty much went nowhere, but that's to be expected, and of course, the discs are so light and not built for flying that they don't go very far either. But the way you work this thing is that this trigger right here is how you shoot your darts. This trigger back here is how you shoot your balls. Actually, I got that reversed. This is the dart trigger, this is the ball trigger. And then this little thumb trigger right here is how you shoot your discs. And yeah, there are 3 completely different shaped flywheels in this thing. It's a really, really weird, but cool blaster that, yes, it looks like an orc bolter, so get your mates together, grab your choppa, and get set for a wag. Wag? I played the video game. The MMO. I don't even think that was it Warhammer 40k? I think it was just Warhammer, but same thing. I had orcs, they did that kind of stuff. I'm not a huge 40k fan, although I can certainly appreciate some of the aesthetics of things like the chainsaw. Or was that the PSO weapon? I don't even remember, but the point is, this thing is super weird, and it's another one of those blasters I never had an idea if it existed. Could you modify it? I'm sure you could if you wanted to, like, tape up the flywheels and maybe replace the motors. I have no idea what this thing looks like inside, because doing lots of Google searches, I can't even really find a review of this on YouTube. It's got a green tube that acts as a hopper for your balls, and you can put a couple of discs in here, and a couple of darts, and actually, interesting enough, this is really easy to refill, because you can just grab more darts and shove them in here, and drop more balls in here, and put more discs in there, and fire this thing all day long. But let's face it, The grip is not comfortable. There's no sling points whatsoever. You're never gonna holster this thing. It's one of the biggest blasters I've ever seen. Just imagine, like, hand-holding a Mega Thunderbow from Nerf, and that kind of gives you an idea what this feels like. This grip is just not good. I guess that's kind of a sling point in the middle of this grip, but you're really gonna you're gonna look so cool when you walk up to your Nerf war with this thing, and you're the only person using the original Nerf foam balls, because nobody else is. Maybe if you're Bobo and you're weird and you have a pulsator. Foam balls are just one of the worst Nerf rounds, and thankfully no group really uses them anymore. They're aerodynamically challenged, they're pretty easy to lose, they get damaged fairly easily. Not as easy as darts, but you get it. And yeah, they don't go very far. They're usually an awfuls round blaster. But this thing is... I love it. Of course I love it. How could you not love a 6 flywheel triple set Mech monstrosity that shoots everything circa 2005? Let's turn it on one more time. Maybe it sounds like a paper shredder. What do you think about the BuzzBee triple mech? Let me know down in the comment boxes below, and if you can think of any super useful part of this entire blaster besides the obvious dart shooting thing, which is really interesting. If I can kind of show you, it's really hard because it's dark in there, but that's how it shoots the darts, and there's cobwebs on there. Same thing with the ball shooter. The ball shooter doesn't even really work that well. This is a bit damaged, and then this thing right here. Very, very simple. But let me know what you think about this thing down in the comment box below. If you want one, if you've ever owned one, I'd love to hear it, because this is just weird. Then, of course, there's a dislike button there if you're like, it's not flat black tactical rifle enough for me. I need to pretend like I'm airsofting with my Nerf. There's a dislike button there for you. I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you again to Chaylo for letting me use this thing. And, of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different video.